What's going on? It's Justeeni here, and today we've got some more Guess the Elo. This is going to be a Hoodrick versus Barter on small lakes, but don't be deceived by the map size. This game is 32 turns long, apparently. This is either going to be one of the greatest things I've ever seen, one of the worst things I've ever seen, or something in between, because that's Guess the Elo for you guys. I also just wanted to say, if you are enjoying the content, subscribe or whatever. Also like the video, share, do all that stuff, because it's good for my channel and I like seeing number go up. Let's just get right into things. So opening seems fine. We go in the center. We could also consider moving our archer here and the warrior in the center. That's usually like common for Hoodrick openings, but this is fine as well. We get hunting, pre-capture, seems fine. We're just kind of doing normal Hoodrick things right now. Nothing out of the ordinary, not yet. Explorer here is interesting. I do agree with it because we are likely to have something going on. Like, your Explorer is not just like going to go along the edge of the map. We see that there's land here. There's probably a big chunk of land. So this is a good use of an Explorer. We actually find Barter, and we get the lighthouse, which is pretty good as well. We see multiple ruins, and now this might be Barter's second suburb, and maybe there's not a lot of land here, or maybe their village is like here, and they've just got good density. Who knows? Another archer is interesting. Looks like we're going very aggressive. We probably should send a warrior back to explore this way at some point. I feel like it might have been better to do earlier, but we'll see. Because this feels a little preemptive. Like, we might be able to catch Barter off guard a little bit, but if they play the right defense, they're holding on to this city no problem. We're able to siege, and it does look like they defend. We did take out 2 warriors, so it was a pretty nice exchange, all things considered. And we get a good level up. Another workshop. This is a good workshop. We're just going to send a warrior to explore. We'd much rather have the economy. Boom. Bad retreat there with the rider, knowing that there's archers nearby. I guess they might be assuming no vision here, but even then that's risky. Advancing the archer like this, trying to go for the ruin. It could work. There is a forest here, so I guess this isn't a bad try at all. Riding, I'm not sure I agree with, just because we can make like warriors and expand anyway. Ooh, so yeah, now we cannot go for the ruin. Advancing to attack though, the issue with this is it leaves your archer a bit vulnerable to just getting smacked around. And yeah, it doesn't die. In fact, they just leave the rider to die, which is an interesting decision. So you just trade units there. And I do say Barter definitely got the better end of the exchanges there. You did get a nice initial exchange with like that attack, but I think you should have backed off after that, because then Barter just kind of reaped all the benefits afterwards. You didn't really get anything, and you just lost a bunch of units for it. So kind of went a little too feisty. Organization? Do we need organization? I guess it's not bad. We can get a pre-cap. It does level up 2 cities. I'm thinking we want math at some point, but maybe getting org pre-cap also kind of helps us just develop economy to get math more easily. So now he wants to play really nice and defensive here. We don't really have good ways to attack. They get a city wall. This is not a good city wall. Barter's not playing defense right now. I mean, the city wall will be nice in the long term, but they don't need it right now. Resources might be even better in the long term. We just get math and we don't do anything with it, which is always a mistake. Like, it would be nice to have some units so you don't get another siege, which is exactly what they're gonna do. They got a giant. Again, giant is not that scary for Hoodrick, so we should be fine here. We can get a giant of our own by sawmilling the capital, and then we just need 1 more population. Border growth, How good is this border growth? We already had this market spot, so I don't think it actually opens up anything. I guess it gives us generally more population to work with, but does that extra population mean an extra giant? I mean, with road connections maybe, but that's a long ways away from now. So I'd rather just pop growth. Get the giant sooner, get the ball rolling faster. That's definitely better in my opinion. You can always border growth a different city. Like this city here, you can border growth. That's actually relevant in the front lines and can actually be super useful. Capital border growth doesn't really steal any land that the opponent was planning on taking. So we can start to pew pew away at the giant. We probably want a few more archers, which we do get one on the capital. And then we love to leave the city open. I probably would have just made like 2 warriors to not leave the city open, because they're gonna take the siege just every time. Now with the veteran rider, and the thing is with this veteran rider, yes, you can unsiege, but that's less attention you're directing towards the giant, which is starting to become a problem now, because we kind of allowed these sieges and couldn't focus on the giant as much. Roads here. We got roads here. We could have afforded like a catapult on our capital to help defend the giant, and that would have been pretty nice, but no. Well, this is really bad now. Barter's definitely way ahead here. I mean, if we look at score, they're not actually that far ahead somehow. But I'd imagine Barter's up a few cities for sure, and they're about to be up another. They get a catapult there, which, I mean, it makes some sense. But it can be targeted. Oh my goodness. That might work because they don't have climbing. Oh my goodness, was this a setup? I mean, it kind of relies on this rider being here, because it has to be exactly here. Rider here does not work. But I mean, your units just happen to be in the position to take advantage of it. You know what? I guess I'm not going to question anything anymore. Clearly, getting roads was a really good idea because it worked out. Houdini to clutch the defense. Absolutely insane. I didn't expect that one at all. So we do hang on. That was not the easiest Justeeni to find either. Like that was just solid. So this might be some like decently high elo gameplay. There's some things that kind of like seem a little silly, but I mean that Houdini was kind of snazzy. Wrong order here. We want to kill with the rider even though it's a veteran. We just don't want to leave a warrior here. It's kind of awkward. Means we can't train as many units. Yeah, hitting this is fine though, because the veteran sword's gonna be a problem if we train a unit. They just kind of waste riders there, the barter player. Veteran warrior. Oh, is that why we killed with the warrior? I didn't even notice it was 2 out of 3. I thought it was only 1 out of 3. I guess that's my bad. Okay. Again, I'm not gonna question anything, I suppose. Now, this is still worse, but when you make a big Houdini like that, you do gain a bit of momentum. Like, you gain a psychological advantage. And it's also just like a pretty big swing in tempo. You get siege. These catapults are pretty poorly placed. You're taking advantage. We get a catapult back here, which is pretty nice. They have so many catapults, which just means they are wasting stars like crazy. The thing is, they're so close to trade that it's a little hard to just punish them by doing nothing because, well, despite them wasting all the stars, they can still get trade. But we're close to trade as well. Maybe we just say, I'm getting markets and I'm going to do it better than you. Because we have good markets. Like look at our markets. So like we have a market here. This one's only level 3 if we border growth. We have sawmill market. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 7 if we border growth. That's a good market. Market on our capital, of course. And then sawmill market. If this city border growths, it upgrades both of these sawmills to improve the markets. And that's pretty solid. And usually when you're down on cities, markets tend to be more useful than when you're up cities, because when you're up in cities, you usually don't need more eco. And also when you're down in cities, tech prices are cheaper, so the markets help you more because of that. So markets are definitely a priority. Like, I'm assuming you're definitely down in cities. Saline I don't think is a priority. Could we have afforded a market this turn? Unfortunately not, but we could have saved up for some market plays next turn, which I think would have been better, because saline, it doesn't do a whole lot. I'd rather get markets, get a giant, and then throw a juggernaut in the water. It seems much more powerful to me. Because, like, yes, we might get some water control. Oh my goodness, they have knights. Yeah, I might see how this game lasts a while. Navigation, what does navigation do? Costs 16 stars, we get 8 stars back. That's not a good deal. And yeah, we are going to survive this, but barely, because, well, we not only played greedy, but not like greedy for economy, just greedy for, I don't even know. Just, we neglected army and decided to put 2 ships in the water, and yeah, I don't know. The supporter growth is fine. I was talking about it for the market. It slightly improves it. And it does have a lot of fish as well, so all in all, not bad. Now, again, we're surviving because this is the most army composition ever, and we can absolutely attack it. Hopefully we get trade soon. I'm really hoping, because if we don't, I'll be a little bit sad. We've got pretty decent markets. We get a bomber. Again, do we need to? Like, what if we just slapped down some markets and just said these catapults suck so much I don't even need to kill them? Like, 3 of these catapults aren't really going to be able to effectively attack, so why bother? Because, yeah, we do a lot of damage to these catapults, but this also costs 15 stars to do. I mean, I suppose the bomber's going to stick around, but again, trade. Trade is nice. Because it's not like we're going to suddenly be able to attack the opponent. They still have knights they can defend, even if they screw up the chain for absolutely no reason. Like, they still have catapults on defense, unless we get knights, which again, knights are expensive. Let's get trade first. We definitely want trade, please. Strategy? Strategy? Really? Strategy. We're going for more naval dominance. Again, trade, markets, but put a juggernaut in the water. That's better than defenders. And getting economy for knight spam to punish their catapults, and you can get like strategy, diplomacy later. Like, you have 22 star per turn and it's turn 25. You've had opportunities to get markets and you just haven't been taking them. Population ruin. We can get a market this turn. I don't know if it's actually worth it. Like, you need a anti-knight setup. But surely we can... Man, we love bombers. We love bombers, don't we? Because again, yeah, we're so aggressive. We siege the opponent. But like, do we need to play aggressive? Also, the opponent has fewer cities than I thought. They might only be on 4 cities. This might actually be a 4-on-4. Why don't we get markets? Why doesn't the opponent get markets? They were able to afford knights, which were more expensive than markets. Like, this is insane. Neither side is getting markets. This is kind of driving me crazy. You guys, like, watch me make all these greedy market plays, and you don't do it yourself? Come on. And it looks like this game's not actually a 32 game, it's a 29 turn game because the opponent resigns at this point, because they just kind of like threw all their units in for no reason and got them obliterated. This is kind of throwing me off because the Houdini was kind of like really snazzy, but then the rest of the gameplay was I mean, there were some moments, but like if you got trade at any point during the game, then maybe I would be like, oh yeah, this is like clearly some 1500 elo. You never got trade. And again, it's not like you didn't have an opportunity. You had several chances to get trade and you just kind of ignored it. And that makes me sad. We need the markets for the content. But your elo is, I don't know. This is really hard to tell. I mean, it could be anywhere from like 1200 to 1400, honestly. I mean, because they're based in picking Hoodrick, I might say like, let's say 1350. I'll say 1340. 1340. Okay, yeah, I was definitely overestimating. I was giving too much credit for the Houdini. That was a really good Houdini, though. Like that's what threw me off. If it wasn't for the Houdini, I would have definitely said like 1200. Dang. I mean, yeah, this seems about 1200, except for the Houdini. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Like and sub, and have a good one.